The average male simp does less for a woman than the average woman does for a man. That is why we like simps, okay? Simps don't do more for women than women do for men. Simps are the only men who do anything near enough for women compared to what women do for them.
Really? Man of your talents?
It's a peaceful life.
It's lonely, I imagine.
Let's be honest. Relationships don't destroy men in movies. They don't destroy men in wedding speeches. They don't destroy men on Instagram. They destroy men quietly, slowly, politely, with matching cushions and shared Netflix accounts. They destroy men in conversations that start with, "I just feel like," and end with, "You are not emotionally available." Men don't leave relationships broken. They leave relationships confused. Because nobody ever tells men what the rules actually are. They just punish them for breaking rules that were never explained. You enter a relationship thinking it's about love, loyalty, teamwork, growth. You leave realizing it was about performance reviews, emotional compliance, financial stability, masculine restraint, and unconditional understanding. But only in one direction. And you don't even notice the damage at first. Because it doesn't hit like a car crash. It hits like rust. At first, you are just trying harder. Then you are apologizing more. Then you are explaining yourself constantly. Then one day, you realize you are exhausted. And you don't remember when you stopped feeling like a man and started feeling like a customer service department. Relationships can destroy men by betrayal, and they also destroy men by expectation. Because modern men aren't loved for who they are. They are loved for how well they perform emotional labour while paying for dinner. You're expected to be confident, but not arrogant. Strong, but not dominant. Sensitive, but not emotional. Ambitious, but available. Protective, but not controlling. Provider, but not transactional. Romantic, but not needy. Independent, but emotionally present. Masculine, but politically correct. Basically, you're expected to be a psychologically trained warrior monk with a mortgage. And you're not allowed to struggle. Because when men struggle, it's not called vulnerability. It's called being a problem. A woman can cry, and it's emotional honesty. A man cries, and suddenly the relationship feels unsafe. A woman can say she's confused. A man says he's confused, and she says she wants clarity. A woman can say she's overwhelmed. A man says he's overwhelmed, and he's told to man up. And here's the part nobody likes admitting. Men are not taught how to leave relationships. They are taught how to endure them. They stay when they are unhappy. They stay when they are disrespected. They stay when they are blamed. And they stay when they are lonely inside the relationship. Because men are raised with this idea that loyalty is masculinity. So they endure environments that slowly erode them while pretending it's maturity. And while this is happening, they start losing everything else. They lose their friends first. Because relationships don't just want your time, they want your priority. Your boys become bad influences. Your late nights become immature. Your freedom becomes distance. Your identity becomes something you should grow out of. And slowly, your circle shrinks. Not because you hate your friends, because peace at home requires social sacrifice. So you stop going out. You stop checking in. You stop being the guy who laughs loud. You stop being spontaneous. And one day you realize you have a relationship, but no tribe. And when things go wrong, you have no one to talk to. Because men don't emotionally outsource. They emotionally isolate. Quick heads up before we keep going. I've got a Facebook page where I post a lot more of this stuff. It's not a business page, it's not monetized, and it's not a brand. It's a non-profit page. I run it purely because I think these conversations actually matter. No sponsors, no ads, no fake positivity, just raw clips, thoughts, arguments, humour, and uncomfortable topics people avoid. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not pushing an agenda. It's just a place for people who still like thinking, questioning, disagreeing, and laughing without everything being cleaned up for algorithms. If you agree with me, disagree with me, or just want somewhere that isn't filtered to death, the link's there. You'll usually see stuff there before it ever hits YouTube. Alright, back to the video. And the relationship becomes your only emotional economy, which is dangerous. Because now if the relationship collapses, everything collapses. Your home, your routine, your future plans, your social access, your emotional support. You don't just lose a partner, you lose your world. And society still tells you, just move on. Like you didn't just lose your entire structure. And then there's the money. The silent killer. Men are told money doesn't matter in relationships. Until it does. Until he can't provide enough. Until he earns less. Until he struggles. Until his ambition dips. Then suddenly, love becomes conditional with polite vocabulary. Support turns into concern. Concern turns into disappointment. Disappointment turns into attraction loss. And nobody calls it shallow. They call it growth. Men don't say, I'm loved for utility. They say, I need to improve. So they grind harder. They sacrifice more, sleep less, age faster, and then they become more successful and more empty at the same time. Because now he's not working for his dreams. He's working to stay desirable, and desire tied to performance is not love. It's employment with emotional overtime and no retirement plan. And the man who gives the most often receives the least. Because the relationship becomes built on his effort instead of mutual desire. And effort without appreciation becomes resentment. And resentment without expression becomes emotional death. And emotional death looks like stoicism from the outside. But inside, it's just grief with a gym membership. And then there's the sexual side nobody wants to talk about. Men are told to be confident, sexually, but not want sex too much. They are told to lead, but not pressure. To desire, but not objectify. To pursue, but not chase. So they learn to suppress desire while pretending they are fulfilled. And when attraction fades, it's blamed on the man. He didn't romance enough, communicate enough. He didn't try hard enough. Nobody asks if he was wanted enough. Nobody asks if he felt chosen. Nobody asks if he felt irreplaceable. Because men aren't supposed to need that. They are supposed to provide it. And then comes the social comparison. He sees other men winning. He sees other men discarded. He sees marriages collapse. He sees divorces erase decades. He sees fathers lose access. He sees men reduced to financial roles. And he quietly realizes, love is beautiful, but it is not safe. So he becomes careful, quiet, measured. And then society says, why are men so emotionally unavailable? Because emotional availability became a liability. And here's the cruelest part. Men still believe in love. They just don't believe in being loved the same way. They believe in protecting, providing, sacrificing, but not in being chosen without condition. So relationships don't destroy men loudly. They destroy men by teaching them that their worth is tied to output. And when a man finally leaves a relationship, he doesn't feel free. He feels hollow. Because he gave years of energy to something that made him smaller. And he doesn't even know how to explain that pain without being called bitter. So he jokes. He lifts. He works. He distracts. And inside, he wonders when love turned into obligation. And here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Relationships don't destroy men. The modern design of relationships does. A design where men are expected to be traditional partners with progressive emotional fluency. A design where masculinity is tolerated but never celebrated. A design where men must earn love while pretending love is unconditional. A design where men must sacrifice identity to maintain harmony, and where men must shrink to stay. And harmony becomes more important than honesty, and honesty becomes more dangerous than silence. So men choose silence, and silence slowly kills them, not physically, but spiritually. And the man who finally walks away isn't angry, he's empty. And emptiness doesn't look dramatic, it looks calm, quiet, detached, and misunderstood. And that's why men don't hate relationships. They fear losing themselves again. Because losing a relationship hurts, but losing yourself while staying in one hurts more. And here's the part nobody tells men. You are not broken for wanting peace. You are not weak for wanting appreciation. You are not toxic for wanting to be desired. You are not immature for wanting loyalty. You are not insecure for wanting to feel irreplaceable. You are human. And the man who understands that stops letting relationships destroy him. He stops begging for love. He starts choosing environments that don't require self-betrayal. He stops performing. He starts being. And that's when relationships stop destroying men. Because men stop entering relationships that require their disappearance. If this made you uncomfortable, good. It means you are still awake. If it made you angry, good. It means it touched something real. If it made you feel seen, even better. Subscribe. Because we are not here to protect feelings. We are here to protect men from disappearing quietly.